Crunchy nut clusters. The trouble.
Hey guys, Sam the Gamer here, and welcome to Sam the Gamer's Gaming News. This is a new series that I'm going to be doing. Sam the Gamer's Gaming News. Today I have some very cool news and some very underrated news for people who own the Switch, the Xbox, the PS4, the PS5, the Xbox Series X, whichever console you have. We've got news on it. So, first up on our gaming news, we have Baldur's Gate 3 adds Druid class loaded dice option and better cinematics and multiplayer. Now, I don't know much about Baldur's Gate, me personally, but that sounds pretty cool for Baldur's Gate's 3 fans. So, next up in our news, Stadia Games shuts down partially, brought on by Microsoft acquisition of Bethesda. So, Google Stadia pretty much shut down because of Google's buying of Bethesda. Some scary news for people who own the Stadia, or however you acquire the Stadia. So, Next up, Nintendo have announced Skyward Sword HD and Splatoon 3 in the Nintendo Direct event. Some pretty cool news for Nintendo fans. Skyward Sword HD, I believe, is a Zelda game, and Splatoon 3 is the little one where you're an octopus. Yeah, don't question that game. It's a bit of a weird one. Next up, let's have a look. Developer has been booted off Steam for putting its name as very positive. That's a bit of a funny one. Here we have a gaming rumor, a sneaky gaming rumor that the new Call of Duty for 2021 will be set during the World War II era. There isn't much information about this new Call of Duty. People have been speculating a lot. This is just a rumor. Take it. All rumors that I'm going to say, take it with a grain of salt. It could be real, it could be not. I have no relegation of right or wrong between these rumors. I'm just Sam the Gamer. So let's have a look, see any more news. Argos. I don't know whether you have that in America or other countries. It's like an online shop in the UK. The PS5 restock slammed by PlayStation customers. So they're having a bit of trouble restocking the PS5, which is not good news because people are really trying to get their hands on a PS5. Let's have a look. Argos is getting a lot of negative feedback online following a 2 AM stock release for the PS5. The console has been nearly impossible to come by since it was released in November, thanks in large part to resellers using bots. Unfortunately, it's not much easier to secure a system when a retailer releases its stock, as most people are still sleeping, which is exactly what happened this time around. According to the retailer, the stock was simply made available when the site updates, which happens to be in the early morning hours. Unfortunately, that's just another hurdle for prospective PS5 owners. So that is very, very bad news for people trying to get their hands on the PS5 in the UK, making it a lot harder. It's not needed. It's not needed at all that Argos decided to refresh their page at 2 AM in the morning, stopping people from getting their PS5s. Yeah, so that's some bad news right there. Next up, so let's have a look. So Microsoft has revealed new $99 Xbox wireless headset with great features. Let's hope it lives up to the PlayStation headphones, which are looking pretty good. Let's have a look. Diablo 2 Resurrected is reportedly being announced at BlizzCon 2021. Some good news for Diablo fans, especially the second one. Another lawsuit has been filed against Apple in the EU this time around instead of the US. Let's have a look. Okay, so some news for the Xbox Series X and S people. Backwards compatible games get FPS boost, which will be featured on both the Xbox Series X and the S. Some good news for you Xbox fans out there. I'm personally a PS4 fan. A PS fan, sorry, so make of that as you will. So Xbox enhances their accessibility program to help make games more inclusive. This means people with disabilities have more accessibility to play on Xbox consoles. Xbox has pretty much always had a hand in the accessibility when it comes to consoles. It's a very good job for it. Round of applause to Xbox for making that happen, because a lot of disabled people can't play consoles. It's hard for them, and well done to Xbox for figuring out a solution to that. What else can I say other than well done? Right, let's have a look. So, Doom Eternal's Part 2 DLC has been rated in Australia. Let's see if we can get a bit more information on this subject. So, after a delay, Doom Eternal finally arrived on a Nintendo Switch at the end of last year as digital release only. Since then, Switch fans have been waiting for the first part of the DLC, The Ancient Gods, to arrive, while an official FAQ previously revealed it will be coming to the Nintendo version at a later date. Since then, there's been no additional information. In related news, a rating for the Ancient Gods Part 2 was last week rated by the Australian Classification Board. While it not seem like much considering the first part hasn't even shown up on the Switch. Fingers crossed it's a sign that Part 1 will be arriving on the Switch sooner than later. There's also that 50-minute Nintendo Direct taking place in UK time, so that would be perfect timing to unleash a hellish announcement like a release date for the Part 1 on Switch. So, it's been rated 18+ in the UK. I think that's mature in the US, I want to say. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm sure it's mature in the US. I could be wrong. I'm not always wrong. Okay, let's have a gander. See what else we can find. Here's a note for people who have Xbox Game Pass. Dirt 5 and Elite Dangerous will be coming to the Xbox Game Pass. Don't know much about that game, but this sounds pretty cool. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's some big news for PS fans. Some bad news, actually, straight up from the PS5. So, the DualSense Drift lawsuit, which you've been hearing about, controller drift, it is a big thing right now in the console leagues at the moment. It's not good. It is not good. PS5 pads and the Joy-Cons for the Nintendo Switch have been having a rough time. After almost 2 months after release, the PS5 controllers have been really badly drifting. Now what this means is, I will show you with my PS4 controller. So you see, this is a PS4 controller. So what would happen is these sticks, after about a few months, what's a Game Pass? A Game Pass is like PS Plus. So it's like 3 games every so often, if I believe so. I think that's right, yeah. So here's my PS4 pad. So pretty much controller drift is when you use your sticks too much for a prolonged period of time, and then your stick goes wonders. Your stick gets a mind of its own, and it starts moving. That is what controller drift is. And people get it bad. Where your controller will just tell the controller to move, and you will not press a button. People have it where you can go a whole game just walking straight. You can't change it because that's what the controller wants to do. The controller wants to go that way, so it will make you go that way. And it is a bad thing. It is a bad thing because obviously with next gen, you do not want your controller to drift. That is probably the last thing you want. And it's been happening, sadly. It has been happening. It's not good. But I don't think it should get a lawsuit over it. I think that is a bit excessive. But obviously, it is a big thing that does need to be rectified. So if a lawsuit has to happen, then it's going to happen. So, see what else. Marvel's Avengers will release on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S in March 2021. So, in about 3 weeks or so, 3-4 weeks. So, not too long, but as we know, Avengers sadly didn't have the best launch. So people may not be very excited about this. I'm not, because I actually haven't played the game. I don't want to play the game, seeing what I've seen. That's my personal belief. It's up to you whether you want to actually get the game. And if you do, fair play. I'm not gonna do judgment, because obviously if you like the game, you like the game. So next up, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, a game I really want. A new update adds new river raids mode and other improvements. So a new update. If you wanna go check if you got the game, see what it's like, then Google. Right, some Resident Evil news. Resident Evil Village will be the best survival horror game to date. Now, that is trying to fill some big boots, because we know games like Outlast, previous Resident Evil titles like Resident Evil 7 have hit the bar pretty high. So for them to say Resident Evil Village, any news on KSP2? What is KSP2? Yeah, what is KSP2? I'll see if there's any news. But yeah, Resident Evil Village, it could possibly be the best survival horror game. We will have to wait and see for the game to release in March. Resident Evil Village, more Resident Evil news. Resident Evil Village takes inspiration from Resident Evil 4. We know this from the reveal trailer where they said the merchant was back, new inventory shuffle, which was from Resident Evil 4, and I loved that part of Resident Evil 4 where you could switch around your inventory. It made the game a lot harder and a lot more. You have to think more, definitely, to make sure your guns fit in a certain spot in your inventory. So that is pretty cool. Let's have a look. So, Google Stadia have announced plans for 100 games this year. That is a lot. That is a lot of games for a year. Maybe not. Maybe so. It depends. But Google Stadia haven't been putting out much, I've got to admit. Not heard much from the Google Stadia. It hasn't been a bit quiet. But we'll see what they have planned. So, let's have a look, see if there's anything else. Okay, so if you remember about December-ish, before the PS5's release, a company was making plates, custom plates for the PS5 for people to customize their PS5. That sounds easy enough, not easy enough, but sounds innocent. It sounds innocent. I want to make some plates that'll make people's PS5s look really, really cool. And PlayStation, or sorry, Sony, was like, no, we want you to stop this. We will sue you to stop what you're doing. So they had to cut all the pre-orders off. And then they started again, who sell replacement PS5 plates, they started again. And they made a bold claim telling Sony, go ahead and sue us. Now, honestly, Sony probably will go ahead and probably sue them. I don't want to say I don't blame them, but I want to say that maybe they should give it a little bit and see how the sales do, and then maybe Sony can make a judgment on their side and maybe start selling replacement plates. You never know. You never know what it could do. Let's have a look. So, a study has revealed that pigs can become excellent video game players with their snouts. Yes, pigs can oink onto a controller and they will play games. So I hopefully don't want to see Peppa Pig playing Spider-Man anytime soon. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, Dying Light 2 developer denies acquisition rumours. There was a rumour that Dying Light 2 had been acquired by another company. They deny it, but to be honest, I just want Dying Light 2. I want the game. So please, whenever you feel like bringing it out, yeah, please bring it out. I actually want the game because the game looks really good and I love the first Dying Light. So please bring it out. Okay, we got some Destiny news. Bungie has cancelled plans to expand Destiny's 2 Cosmodrome this season. That sounds like big news for Destiny fans. I don't know. I'm not a Destiny person. I have played it a little bit, not too much, but it sounds like bad news. Oh, Ubisoft announces more The Division 2 content. I know they brought out a DLC in Manhattan, I want to say. I think they did. Which obviously wasn't very much for fans, because obviously if you played the Division 1 is set in New York, Manhattan. So it was a little weird that they made a DLC in a map that was in the first game. It was a little bit of a step back on Ubisoft's part. But the DLC is a DLC. So, in gaming movie news, Jack Black has been cast as Claptrap in upcoming Borderlands movie. Now, I've been hearing a lot about this Borderlands movie. It sounds really cool. Sadly, I am not a fan of the Borderlands games. It's very sad that I'm not a fan, but the game is frustrating and annoying to me. To me. That's my opinion, not yours. Fine. I don't like the games, but I may give the movie a watch because the cast lineup is looking pretty good. I may give the movie a chance. But as we know, gaming movies don't always pull out. They're a bit meh, and the bag gets ripped away. Sadly, I'd love to have a good movie, a game movie. In my opinion, actually, the Assassin's Creed movie is a good movie. Most people would say no, it's not. It's a rubbish movie. I love it. I personally love the Assassin's Creed movie. Moving on. Let's have a look. Alright, here's some really, really big move. The Warzone ban wave, which has been going on for a long time now. It has been arguably one of the biggest mistakes ever, is the banning in Warzone. It's not I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but it's not been done good enough. There is still too many banners in Warzone. It has stopped so many streamers from streaming it. Yeah, so Activision is hurting from this big hit from hackers and cheaters. Yeah, so I hope they get that sorted out soon, because I really would like to get a good game out of Warzone for once. So, in our last piece of news, CD Projekt Red's stolen source code. Now, a few weeks back, CD Projekt Red, who made Cyberpunk and the Witcher series, had got their source code hacked and taken. Now, the hackers did put up a message to CD Projekt Red demanding money for their source code given back, or they would sell that source code. And lo and behold, CD Projekt Red put the foot down and said, we are not going to pay for our source code. And that was a bad move on CD Projekt Red's side, as the hackers did proceed to sell the source code of Cyberpunk 2077, Witcher 3 and Gwent, the Witcher side game. So, not good news on CD Projekt Red's side. That's all we've heard on that news. There hasn't been any developments, as we know, on the source code auction that happened. Hopefully we will get more news and see if CD Projekt Red is doing okay after their source code has been sold. And hopefully the people who sort out all the hacking source code stuff can get CD Projekt Red's software, all the codes back, hopefully. Because I know CD Projekt Red is a good company. With the Witcher series, they've been doing great with that. The little bit of a disappointment with Cyberpunk 2077, it isn't that bad. I have seen people play it, I've seen my family play it, and I know the game is pretty good with the occasional glitch. But that comes with games. Games are games. It can't be helped. It can't be helped. Glitches happen. But yeah, that is going to do for SamTheGamers gaming news. So I'm going to play you out with some happy music, some news and music, and I will see you guys in the next news. This is going to be a weekly show, by the way. So see you next week for more SamTheGamers gaming news. See you guys later.